أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا ادخلوا في السلم كافة ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين. Dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I recited Surah Baqarah Ayat number 208. In this ayat, Allah tells us, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, O people with Iman, nudkhulu, enter, fissilmi in Islam, kafa, completely, fully. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu nudkhulu fissilmi kafa, O people with Iman, enter in Islam fully, completely. Wala tattabi'u, and don't follow khutuwat, footsteps, shaitan, shaitan. Wala tattabi'u khutuwati shaitan, and don't follow the footsteps of shaitan. Innahu, indeed he is, lakum, for you, aduun, enemy, mubin, open. Innahu lakum aduwwum mubin, indeed he is your open enemy. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu fis silmi kafa wa la tattabi'u khutuwati shaitan innahu lakum aduwwum mubin. O believers, enter in Islam completely, fully, and don't follow the footsteps of shaitan. Indeed, he is your open enemy. So, first of all, we can see this ayat is also addressing to the people who are with Iman. What is Iman? Iman is ikrarum bil lisan wa tasdeequm bil qalb. Ikrarum bil lisan, like a person who is Muslim, first of all, read Shahada and do ikrar, confirmation with tongue, ikrarum bil lisan, then tasdeequm bil qalb, then verification of it with the heart. So then it becomes Iman. So Iman is based on the tongue confirmation and verification of the heart. Ikrarum bil lisan wa tasdeequm bil qalb. So Allah said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu. So when you have Iman, like you, your tongue confirm and your heart certify that Allah is your Lord and Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the last prophet of Allah, and Allah is one, Allah has no partner, ala kulli shayin qadir. So when you confirm that Allah is your Lord and Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is your prophet, and whatever you will get from Allah through the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you will follow it completely and fully. So Allah said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu. So when you have iman, now you enter silmi in Islam, kafa, completely, fully. So it means then the Prophet ﷺ who got for you the Holy Quran and the way of life of Prophet ﷺ, because that is the completely a certification of Holy Quran, a full experimental life of based on Holy Quran. So the Prophet ﷺ life is the practical life that is based on following the Holy Quran. Alhamdulillah. And Prophet ﷺ, his life, and you can, if you follow the life of Prophet ﷺ and the guidance of with the guidance of Holy Quran, so fully and completely, so then you are a good Muslim. Because Allah said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu, O people with Iman, enter in Islam Fisilmi Kafa, completely, fully. So fully entrance in Islam is possible if we are just to follow. When we have Iman, then we have to follow Holy Quran and Sunnah of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, so which has the name Sharia of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When we follow Sharia completely and fully, and looking after all the boundaries of Sharia and not crossing any single step from any boundary. So if we are just to follow completely, fully Islamic Sharia, Alhamdulillah, then we are the people, like we can say, we are really entering in Islam fully and completely. So Allah said, you have to enter in Islam fully and completely. Wala tattabi'u, and don't follow the khutwati shaitan and footsteps of shaitan. It means anything that is not in Sharia, and you, if you are following that one, it means you are following shaitan. So that is coming from shaitan, because the message of Allah, which is completely and fully present in the form of Holy Quran and Sunnah. But if you find something other and you are just to enter in Islam, you understand that thing is coming from outside of Sharia, and that is the way of Shaitan, and you are not to follow that one. If you follow, then you will be in the group of Shaitan. And Allah said, Innahu lakum aduwwun mubin, and Shaitan is your open enemy. So be careful from Shaitan. You can see the knowledge that we get. We have five senses. For we get knowledge from the five senses, and the knowledge, then we are just to look at the knowledge with our brain, with our mind. So, but the knowledge which is above that, so knowledge that comes from Allah in the form of wahi, the like Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to Prophet Sallallahu in the form of Holy Quran. So that knowledge is perfect knowledge, that is having all the necessary and essential and compulsory things which are needed for us and which we have to do in order to be the successful people on the surface of the earth. So we are just to follow that one, because the knowledge that comes to Prophet ﷺ, that is coming from Allah. The knowledge that is in the form of Holy Quran or Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ, and we call the whole as a Sharia. So knowledge of whole Sharia is the knowledge that is blessed knowledge by Allah, and that has the perfect solution of each and everything which is needed by us from our birth till death, and even after death up to the day of judgment. So we have to follow that one completely and fully. We must understand the knowledge that is in Sharia, so that needs for us to be, we try to make our life according to the teachings of Holy Quran and Sunnah. That is the need Allah wants. And we are not to cross the limit of Sharia. That is very important. So, this way, Allah wants from us that we must follow it. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu fi silmi kafa. When we read silm, silm mean salamti. Salamti mean like the peace. So the Allah wants that a Muslim must be peaceful for himself, herself, and for other people also. So that is the one thing. So it means you enter in peace, like you must be a figure of peace, an example of peace, just for yourself and for the whole humanity, and even for the whole creation of Allah. So on the surface of earth, you must be a symbol of peace that Allah wants for a person. The first thing. If we look at the Salim, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu fi silmi. Silm, other meaning is like obedient. So Allah wants that you must be fully and completely obedient to Allah. Like whatever revealed to Prophet ﷺ in the form of Holy Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ, you have to follow completely and fully, must be fully obedient to Allah and His Prophet ﷺ. So that is the other meaning of this. And the third meaning we can see, Salam mean Islam. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu fi silmi. Silm mean Islam. So it means Allah wants that you must enter in Islam fully and completely. It means your Iman and Amal. It means your faith and your deeds must be under the boundary of Islam, not go above that one or not cross the boundary of Islam. You must be within the limits of Islam, and then you have to act upon fully and completely what is included in the Sharia of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This way Allah said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu fi silmi kafa. Kafa mean completely. So completely, because the Islam that is fully is a complement. It is a complete. It gives you the complete food. Complete food mean the complete. The you can say the book or the constitution or complete code of life. So it gives you each and everything which is needed for you completely and fully from your birth till your death and even after that. So a religion or a sharia or a Islam that gives you each and everything, why you are moving away from that one, so you have to follow it completely and fully. That is the only need. So you are not to go above that one. That is Allah wants from us. So we have to follow it completely. Like Islam say, you are just to fulfill the promise and save yourself from backbiting, lying, and don't drink alcohol and don't do sexual evils, and be obedient to your parents, and don't cut off relations from your relatives, and don't tease your neighbors, and just to spend your money which is for needful things, and do everything which is completely according to the Sharia of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Just not go above that, not cross the limit. That is the demand of Allah, that you have to do it completely and fully. And even some people, they understand that what is written in Holy Quran or in Sharia of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when we are just to say to that people, those people, they sometimes they say, we think that is not that must be like this. So when a person is just to say that why it was written, when they say why or what or how it is here, and it should be like not like that, it should be like that way. So if a person is saying like these wording, so his iman finish completely, because the person is just to saying his own opinion is better than the wording of Allah. So his iman will finish. No Muslim then. because if a person is just to say anything about the when understand the wording of Quran, and a person say no, this one is not like that, it should be like that way, so it means that person is not Muslim, because that Islam or Iman from that person's heart has gone. So this way, a Muslim is that person who is just to believe completely and fully in Holy Quran and the message that we got from the Holy Prophet ﷺ in the form of these and Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. So Holy Quran and Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ, that is collectively makes the Sharia of Prophet ﷺ. So when we are just to follow Sharia completely, Alhamdulillah, we are the good person. You can get example like when this ayat, when it revealed, what was the reason at that time. You can see some people who came from the other religion, some Muslims, Sahaba Ridwanullah alaihim ajmain, who were before that they were Jews, like Abdullah bin Salam radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Sayyid bin Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Asad bin Qab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Qais bin Zaid radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Salba bin Yamin radiallahu ta'ala anhu, like this and other Muslim Sahaba Ridwanullah alaihim ajmain, the companion of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who were before that they were Jew, but then they converted into Islam. They recited a Shahada and Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were the obedient to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And one day these people they came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they requested Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that the meat of the camel and the milk of the camel we don't like. Please allow us that we should avoid it. So but because they said that the meat of the camel and the milk of the camel, that was not lawful in Sharia of Musa alayhi salam. So this way that was not lawful in Torah. So this way we don't like it. And the second thing they said, and the Saturday, that was the day of worship, and we were not to going for hunting or some other things, so we were just to worship. And please allow us to make the day like Saturday as a worship day. So then the third thing they said to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they said that we should please allow us to read Torah at night time at least. And some these type of some things they requested Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam at that time when they requested, and this ayat came by Jibril alayhi salam, and Allah said, ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu fis silmi kafa wala tattabi'u khutuwati shaitan innahu lakum aduwwum mubin. So Allah said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, O people with Iman, because these all Sahaba Ridwanullah alaihim ajmain, they were from Jew and they accepted Islam and they all were with Iman. This way Allah said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu, amanu, yani O people with Iman. So Nudkhulu fi silmi kafa. So enter in Islam fully and completely. It means don't follow the Sharia of Musa alayhi Islam that have been cancelled now. So you are not to follow, even you are not allowed to make the worship day Saturday. Now your worship day is Friday. So you have to leave it now. Sharia of Musa alayhi salam has been cancelled now. You have to follow the Sharia of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now. And the meat of camel, that is lawful now, and the milk of the camel is lawful now. You have to drink the milk and you have to eat the meat of camel, and you have to follow the Holy Quran, and don't read now Torah, but you have to read now Holy Quran now, and you have to follow Holy Quran also. So you have to do everything which is in Islam. So come enter in Islam, ya ayyuhallazina amanu dkhulu fi silmi kafa. So you have to enter in Islam fully and completely. So this was the thing. Then Allah said, so this gives us a point that if a person who is just to bring something from Judaism to Islam, any tradition or anything and make a habit in this, so that will not allowed. Even if someone is just to bring something from Christianity in Islam and try to make a like custom and tradition in Islam, so that will not allowed completely. Because even if someone something which comes from the traditions and fashion, or some other rites and custom traditions from other religion or from other society or other way, that if a person is just to bring in Islam, so that will not be accepted. So because you can see these Sahaba Ridwanullah alaihim ajmain, when they said that in the Sharia of Musa alayhi salam, the camel meat and the camel milk was not lawful, but they requested Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam allow them that they should hate it, they should not eat it, as they were hating this one. And they said they were not to eat this one, not to drink the milk, and they were not to uh, mm, even they were to make the Saturday as a worship day. But when Allah said that you are not allowed to bring anything from other Sharia in Islamic, in Muslim, in the Sharia of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so you have to follow what is message conveyed to you through Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the form of Holy Quran and Sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you have to follow completely and fully that one, and you are not allowed to do anything extra in Islam. So you have to follow what is in Islam. It means you have to eat the camel meat and drink the milk of the camel, and then you have to you make the worship day as a Friday, and also you have to read Holy Quran. So you have to make your life according to teaching of Holy Quran and Sunnah, fully completely enter in Islam. And similarly, now up to the day of judgment, it is like a authentic rule in Islam that whatever has been included in Islam, like through Holy Quran and Sunnah of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that is the Sharia of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We have to follow that one only. We are not to bring anything in it, even from anyway. Even some people, they have, like at the time of marriage, they have different type of traditions comes from different society, totally haram. Is a, even some other things some people they bring in at the time of funeral, like when someone die, some type of custom traditions they entered, but those are not allowed. Some type of anything, which is coming from outside, so no allowed this way. So this is in Islam. What is the parameter of Islam? That is Quran and Sunnah and Sharia of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we have to enter in it completely and fully. So we have to follow and look at the boundaries of Islam. So where we are. So if we are outside the boundary of Islam anyway, we have to make in and request Allah for forgiveness and whatever have been done. You can see the life of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was in Medina, he has given the beautiful culture and tradition for the Islam. Islamic culture and tradition is unique, and there is no any other culture which is equal to Islamic culture. So Islam has separate its own identity, its own culture, its own civilization. So this way we have to follow that has been given by Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You can see like Abdullah bin Umar bin Al-As radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he came to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with the yellow dress, and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that you have to burn this dress, because yellow dress is not allowed for the man. So this was the tradition. Islamic tradition is this one also. Even you can see at the time of the mushrikeen in Makkah, and what they were doing, like at the time of when young one was at the time of birth of young one, when they are just to slaughter the animal, and they were just to put the cotton in the with they were they were just to dip the cotton in the blood of the animal, and that blood they have to place it on the forehead of the young one. But Prophet ﷺ said not allowed. So like these type of, you can see lot of other examples from Sharia. So Prophet ﷺ, those things which were coming from the the from other religion, Prophet ﷺ said not allowed. Like people who came from, you know came to Prophet ﷺ, they were having a big mustache, and the Prophet ﷺ, he turned his face other way, because Prophet ﷺ said in Islam you have to make mustache less and leave your beard. So this way, if you look in Islam, you can see how what type of things Islam allows, and that is according to the Prophet ﷺ, the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ, and the Holy Quran and Sunnah and Prophet ﷺ Sharia. We have to follow it completely and fully. So that is the only way to make ourselves the good life in this world, because we are not allowed to make or to enter anything else in Islam. So what is already entered in Islam by Prophet ﷺ through Holy Quran and Sunnah, we have to follow that one. So this way, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu udkhulu fi silmi kafa. You can see also that the Prophet ﷺ, he allowed us to eat at the dawn time when we are fasting in Ramadan. So we are just to get up about at night about 2 3 o'clock. That is, we call it sehri, or we call it eating in the morning before morning time. So that is allowed. That is not the tradition of the Jews or the people of book. So that is only for us. So that is our own tradition. So you can see a lot of things which are just special identity of Islam, and we can see this with the Prophet ﷺ. He said that you have to follow completely and fully Islam according to the message that we got from Holy Quran, and you have to leave all type of desires of your nafs and desires of shaitan away from you, and you have to do even, you can look in Holy Quran. Allah said zuyana linnasi hubbu shahawati minan nisa, like in, in this world. So everything have been decorated, just some things are decorated so much, so the people, they are just to find the lust of those things, and they are just to change their own traditions towards them. So this is crossing the boundary of Islam. So this way Allah said, so you are just to follow the Islam, enter in Islam fully. You have to look after your boundaries of Islam, so you are not to cross it. Even if your desires, if your wants, if your your needs, if they go above the boundary of Islam or crossing the boundary, you have to make yourself inside the boundary. You are not to follow the other people's rules, regulations, or traditions, or the fashions or some other things. So you have to do everything what is coming to you through Islam. So Islam, you have to represent Islam completely and fully. Even at the time of Prophet ﷺ, you can see the Islam spread of Islam, that was through the character of the people, through the deeds of the people. When the Muslim, they were just to in the traveling during the time of journey, what was the trade, what was the treatment with other passengers, and what was the like transaction, like when the two people, they are just to give and take something. So even at the time of trading, so these were the points which were the source of spreading Islam at that time. Now you can see our character has gone now, but knowledge is too much. So this is the other problem, which is also a hurdle in Islamic promotion. And this way we are just, this is the time, even we can, you can see, we spend so much money just to learn for the dunya. And even for our children, we have to spend so much money. Even our children, if they are going to the universities, so we have to pay so much. Even people, they are just to pay 100,000 like pounds and 100,000 more than like million about the rupees and some their own currency of their own country. So much money they are paying for the university education in doing the master degree, doing the doctorate or something. They have to pay a lot of money. Just what is the reason? What is the outcome of that one? They want that my child, my daughter or my son must get the topmost position in this world. So good status, good respect, and everything good. But this life is only just for 70 years, 80 years, or mostly 100 years. But the other life that is after death, so that life has no limit. There is no death. So life is unlimited. So we are not spending anything to get that one. So we are not to make our children to learn something that will work for that life. So we are just spending so much money just for the that will come in this world. And we are the Muslim people, but we try that if someone if if they give us free education, like we can get for our children, for ourselves, free education, free Islamic education, free Islamic books, free literature, everything free, so we are happy. But there is no, we are not to spend anything, because that life which is forever, so where there is no limit of that life, so we are not spending even a penny for that one. We think that it should come to us just free. But when we are just to spend, we are only spending the money just for to gain the worldly education, and like this for our generation. Think now our stupidity. So we are the stupid people like that one. Because you can see the people who are this life, which is like limit only up to 100 years maximum, and the other life where is no limit. The life has no limit forever. There will be the death will finish. The life will be forever, and that forever life we are not doing anything. We are not helping our children, our generation. We are making them away from that way. This way, those our children, they are getting into the tradition and customs of the prevailing situation, even from Christian, even from Jews, even from Mushrikeen, even from anyone, from internet, from social media, from everywhere. They get the tradition and custom and fashions and all these things. They are just to follow that one. They have no Islam. Even we have seen the many children, even they are the children, their parents are Muslim. But when we are just to assess them, and we say, okay, you have to tell me who is Allah, who is Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, what is the name of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, what is the name of the your dad, like the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam dad name, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mom name. Or when we say read, like we give little bit information, like even we say read Shahada, people they have no, they don't know. Even we say if they read Shahada, they don't know the meaning. And if you say read what is Iman, what is, how can you get the Iman, who is Muslim, so nothing. So that is the problem. And if you talk to them, that just tell me about the musical tune of some songs, they are ready to tell you about that. And you say dancing style, they will tell you that one also. And when you say just to tell me about the social media, how can we go into, or how can we just talk with some, like they will tell you many things, games and different things. And the life is going like that way. So this way our children, they, what type of life they are spending and where they are going now, we have to look this one also, and we have to look after them. Even you can see, when even the parents are, when they are sitting before TV, when azan is coming, and they are change the channel, They change the channel also. When some Islamic things comes, they change the channel. Even they are, if something Islamic comes on the social media, and they leave it, they delete. So if some message comes from Islam, they are just to delete it. And when some message comes from dunya and just for tradition or fashion, and some sexual satisfaction and some other type of satisfaction, or some desires of nafs, they like it. But if something from Islam, and they just delete it. So this is our tradition now. So how can we be a good Muslim? And you can see what will happen to us, and what is happening throughout the world for the Muslims, and this will also happen to us also, if we are just away from Islam. And we have to look after ourselves, and where we are we in the boundary of Islam? And if we are away from that one, we have to request Allah for forgiveness. And because you know what is the difference between Adam and Shaitan? You know Adam alayhi salam, and he was the person when he one mistake have been done, and he requested Allah for forgiveness. And when the mistake has been done by the shaitan, when he was Azazil, and when Allah said bow down before Adam alayhi salam, so he refused that time, and then he was not to request Allah for forgiveness. So he said, I will. He was not to request for forgiveness, tawbah, astaghfar, nothing done. But Adam alayhi salam, when Allah said, you are not to go before that tree and not to eat the fruit of that one. But if they have done it, but the Adam alayhi salam, after that, he requested Allah for forgiveness and tawbah, astaghfar. This way, Adam alayhi salam and generation of Adam alayhi salam is, Allah love them, because if something happened to them wrong, they are just to come before Allah and request Allah for forgiveness and tawbah. But the shaitan and generation of shaitan, they are away from tawbah, astaghfar. They are just to do the wrong things, and they are, if you stop a person who is doing wrong thing, and if the person blow up again and do the wrong things again and again, and be more brave to do that one, so you understand that is from the shaitanic group. So this way, the main thing is that we people, we have to look after ourselves, our children, our family, and even up to the limit. If a person who is Muslim, if the country is Muslim, the Muslim ruler, it is the duty of that Muslim ruler that that person must apply Islamic Sharia throughout the country. If the person is not doing that one, at the day of judgment, he will be answerable before Allah. So that is the point we have to keep in mind. So that, like the Prophet ﷺ said, like you have to be answerable to Allah, because you have been given time, you have been given life, you have to be. Allah will ask you at the day of judgment where you have spent your life, and every moment of your life is recorded by the angels, and that will be shown at the day of judgment there. So that way, we have to look after ourselves, where we are and where we must be. So if we are away from Islam, and we have to come back, request Allah for forgiveness, and try to promote Islamic culture, not to introduce anything from other culture into Islam, and not to take something from Islam out. So then we say Muslim, we are Muslim, but we have to keep all the things which are in Islamic Sharia, that is set up in it from by the Prophet ﷺ, and that Quran and Sunnah and Sharia of Muhammad ﷺ. So we have to follow it completely. We have to look after our boundaries, that we are inside the boundaries of Islam, and we have not to go away from it. If we, you can see, going away is like, that is the way of shaitan. So if a person is following shaitan, then automatically shaitan is your enemy, and that will also make you to go into the hell. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. You can see from this the big lesson, that the best way that likes by Allah, that is the straight way. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. We request Allah that Allah please guide us the straight way. What is straight way? صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. So the way of those people who have been favored by Allah, who have been blessed by Allah with special type of mercies. So, and Ghair al Maghdub alayhim, not the way of those one who have been angered by Allah, like who have been punished by Allah, and Waladwalin, and not the people who lost their way, like the Christians, and in Maghdub in like Jews. So it means we are not to include anything from the Jews culture or Christian culture or from Hindu culture or from the culture of other religions or the from the people who are atheist from those culture. We are not to bring anything from those culture into Islam. We have to follow only that culture which is the complete identity and set by Prophet ﷺ in the form of Holy Quran and Sunnah, and we call it Sharia of Muhammad ﷺ. We have to follow it completely and fully, like Allah said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanudkhulu fi silmi kafa. O people with Iman, you have to enter in Islam fully and completely. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ, and you are not to follow the footsteps of Shaitan. إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. No doubt Shaitan is your open enemy. So be careful from Shaitan and try to be good person throughout your life. And we have to request Allah every time, oh Allah, please keep us at the right way in Sirat Mustaqim and in this life and the life hereafter, inshallah.